Welcome to the Wise Men Say Reaction podcast. Hi, Craig. We are reflecting after CHA's all the best. We are reflecting on Sunderland's just got 2-1 victory against. Reflecting.
It's a bit negative, you Matthew.
Oh no, we're not negative. Against Rotherham United this afternoon. We're in the Harbour View. And we're having some beer, and it was alright, really. I was joined by Eleanor and Michael. Hi.
It was good. It was nice to see us win this season. We've had a bit of a shaky start, so to see a win was very, very nice. I thought everyone played, and they were very, very nice. It was a nice game. It wasn't like this is incredible. It wasn't like, oh, this is terrible. It was just kind of, right, we've settled a bit more. There were like a couple of positional things that we seemed to work out during the match, like when Dak and Joe switched, and there's quite a few things that we seemed to have worked out, and it was just quite nice. The ref wasn't very nice, but everything else was quite nice.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was quite a low quality game overall, mind. We deserved to win the game, but I don't think there was a great deal of quality on show. But conversely to the first two games, I think for 10 or 15 minutes after half time we absolutely nailed it. To be honest, we could have gone further ahead because I think we swamped them during that period, and I think our superior quality with having Roberts and Clark really showed. I thought Job was excellent. Obviously he took his 2 goals really well. However, I agree with what Eleanor was saying about it being a nice game, but it did threaten to turn slightly after the first goal, and there was a chance for Danny Bart, and it felt like it could get a bit ugly, so it was crucial we got the goal back when we did.
It was very important that getting that goal back immediately was, we're not going to lose this game now, I thought, at that time. And I think they just on their goal, it's really poor. Like, you've got 09 there in the middle, marking fresh air again because he's out of position.
I think 09 had a generally good game.
But he didn't have a lot to do though.
No, but what he had to do, he dealt with it. I think what I've always said about 09, when he doesn't have to think about the huge amount, I think he's very good in terms of being a stopper and coming on the balls, heading it away. He made a brilliantly timed tackle later on in the game where I was expecting him to come with a big slide tackle, and he didn't, and he actually did really well.
Yeah, he did in the box.
Yes, He dealt with that superbly. But I agree, again though, you've got to really put that first goal down to him, and as you say, not marking tightly enough. And it is a concern because you think to yourself, how long is it before Triantis and Sealt are going to be trusted to be playing regularly?
But like Danny Bart's.
You've got to feel for him though, because he's being forced to play in that position when we've got but we've got our player of the season sat on the bench who is naturally is best in that position, and he's just sat there, and that is probably, I reckon, the second goal this season that 09 has cost us. And I think that it's not fair on us as fans, it's not fair on the team to keep putting him on the pitch there when you've got Danny Bart sat on the bench doing nothing.
I just wouldn't have him on the pitch at all.
I think my comment really was based on the fact that with Mowbray coming out and saying what he did during the week about why 09 started. I agree. I personally will be playing Danny Bart, but we just aren't going to at the minute.
I understand that.
Yeah.
He's playing 09 for his ability on the ball.
Oh no, I completely agree. I completely agree.
Right, I don't. This isn't just a dig out of Luke 09. I think he did all right, largely in periods.
He picks out the odd pass.
But he wouldn't. For me, he doesn't get in the team, and I'm not saying you should get rid of him. For me, he's a player that fills in when he's needed.
I think this is it. I think
he shouldn't be starting. He shouldn't be fucking captain of the football club either.
I think my general comment on that would be, if at the back end of last season somebody had said to you that 09 would start the season as a first choice centre half, you wouldn't see that as an improvement on last season.
You probably would have laughed. Let's be honest.
No, but this is it. And you look at where we were compared to last season. So that's obviously a point of concern. But I think generally, we responded well, and I think
let's not be negative.
Let's talk about the positives.
Can we be really positive about, in the run up to the second goal, that tackle Huggins put in?
Yeah, it was great. It wasn't Huggins.
Sorry, Hume. I got my H's mixed up. The tackle Hume put in to get the ball back. He literally took 2 guys, he just went in and fucking stopped them dead in their tracks. It was unbelievable.
My favourite bit about that passage of play was that tackle was great. he was so clever when he ran forward because he blocked off the left back.
Yeah.
Like it was almost like a rugby league sort of.
Yeah.
Going to block you off he just ran across him, and that opened up. I know he didn't score from that part of the attack because it kind of came back around. I think Dak did really well.
It was a really clever little ball into Bellingham, and the finish was like absolutely brilliant. Really, the composure.
What it showed as well is that when we are quick on the ball, when we put together quick passages of play, they couldn't handle us.
No.
And I think that's where a couple of kind of our moments where we could have been better, that's what they were lacking to get today, that speed on the ball, that speed passing it to each other. You look at some of the great goals we scored last season. I don't want to live in the past, but like that goal at Reading, quick passage of play. We need to be passing to each other, need to be communicating.
There were 20 minutes or so in that game where we looked like the team from last season.
I think from half time to about 10 minutes after we scored, I think we were completely in control of the game. Our little interchanges were brilliant. I think Clark and Roberts got in the game a lot more. They were brilliant. But I think you're spot on, Eleanor, in terms of like when we play with pace, we are so difficult to stop. Because the first 20 minutes today, we weren't that. We were very ponderous. We were very pedestrian. And that was why when they scored, we then went straight down the other end of the pitch and for the first time put a quick move together and we scored from it, and that's no coincidence. But what I think you do naturally get from a young squad is confidence is such a huge factor, because I feel when we went 2-1 up and the crowd got up, and you could just feel the players playing with so much freedom and expression.
I think when we went in front, the players knew they'd won that game.
Yeah, 100%.
We saw it so comfortable.
What was incredible as well was when we brought on those subs during the second half, is how the game opened up. We completely combated that really deep, squashed play that they were forcing us into in the first half, and it massively opened up. And at that point, we were able to run more. We made a couple more mistakes. You could see how green some of our players were, but I think we also got a bit of a window into some of the talent we do have on that pitch. Like Joe today, he first 2 goals, absolutely incredible. As I said before, when him and Dak switched, for me, that's when we had that switch in how the team was running through. But it's having someone, and Dak was that, to connect that midfield. He was bringing it forward, and that's what we need.
Yeah, I think as well that Neil and Ekwar did finally swap in the second half, and I think that's that's a swap out of necessity more than anything, because I don't want Dan Neil playing in that defensive role, but he's the best option to play there at the minute. Ekwar is not good at that.
No, I think Dan Neil had a very good game today.
But Dan Neil has a really good game, really quite a lot of the time.
He does.
Very quietly,
but there seems to be a determination among some of our fans just to give the local lad a bit of signal.
I think there's a lot of bigging up Ekwar, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But I think Ekwar at the beginning of the season, he's given the ball away quite a lot. I'm not going to
tell you what some of Ekwar
I agree. For me, Dan Neil is more reliable. You look at
and he's obviously more experienced.
Yeah, exactly. We can trust him more. Now, is he at the point of experience and reliability that, for example, Corey Evans was when he was commanding that midfield? No. But
it's 10 years.
Exactly. Well, yeah, but he's going to get. You can see that he's got that in him.
Definitely.
And if we keep playing him and keep backing him, he actually is going to be a brilliant footballer. But we need to have that trust.
Well, we're on about captains. I think
You're going to go back on to Luke 09 here.
No, I just think Dan Neil will captain us.
He will. Yeah. Right. So I think what some of Ekwar today was, we were kind of coming towards at the time. We weren't quite there yet. And he tried that turn he does in the midfield.
And he tried
that turn
thing.
And he tried that turn, and he got dispossessed in actually quite a bad area.
Naive as well.
Yeah, and it's well, what we need to be doing now is slowing the game down. We need to be, seeing the game out. And I think largely we did that. I mean, it's not a game you stood up, even with the 5 minutes at a time. I know with a new interpretation, you're going to get longer stoppage times. But usually,
I was quite happy with.
I was delighted with it. I was really happy. But what I'm saying, the point I'm making, traditionally, if 5 minutes goes up, you start panicking. But today I didn't really. And
I think they would done.
For example, I know we're saying we need a striker for Madonna, but if Tom Eaves is the best you can bring on at this level, he's appalling. He's absolutely appalling.
He's big though.
what I would say though is they had Hugel on in the first half, and it's even things like from a goal kick, he stretched the whole play.
It wasn't our Hugel, was it?
No, it was the one. I think it was the one that played for Villa.
Yeah, ours was like
West Ham. John Hugel played for West Ham.
Oh, did he? In Borough?
No, he came through with Hartlepool, funnily enough.
Who did Villa start? Oh, Hogan. It's Hogan, Scott Hogan. So Rotherham's Scott Hogan, I thought played quite well. But he was garbage really. But he did. It's just the positions again, and you saw that with Vermeer when he came on. He found some space immediately in the game. He was unlucky with that.
The only thing I felt for him because I feel like his feet just aren't quick enough yet. There were a couple of times where I was watching and I was like, oh, you're almost, I can see you've got the idea there, you know what you want to do, but your feet just aren't
it would have been lift off for him really, I think, if he had gone in. I think he was unlucky though. He
was. But no, I mean,
he should never play for us again.
On the positive note though, Mowbray's in his post-match has said that by the time we play our next game, we should have had a striker in for a few days.
Jay Stansfield, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I'll leave the lads on Monday really to do a bit more of a dive into whether we think he's good enough or not. But that's encouraging. At least we got the striker in.
Like he played. I watched him at Exeter, but I did see
religiously on
see a few of his goals at Exeter.
Who do you support? Actually, Jay Stansfield.
I do actually, because he famously scored a hat-trick for them.
Matthew's watched his highlights on YouTube.
No, he did. He scored a hat-trick for them because Adam Stansfield's dad was an Exeter legend and died. And Jay Stansfield was the first person to wear the number 9 for Exeter since his dad, Adam Stansfield.
Oh, lovely
And he scored a hat-trick for them on loan from Fulham last season.
Oh, that's really nice.
So we should sign him for sentimental reasons, for nothing else.
Can I ask, because I haven't seen the post-match, did Mowbray say anything about Sirkin in the post-match?
He's been sacked.
That's literally the only quote I've seen, to be fair.
Because he did look, he was limping a bit and he went down as soon as the whistle went.
It looked like he was going to bring Huggins on for ages.
Yeah.
I thought Sirkin was brilliant today, by the way.
It was a very silly yellow card. Right. Well, I'm on the subject.
Excellent.
Yellow
Here
card.
we go.
Gavin Ward.
Who?
The referee.
Oh, great.
Arguably, I'm not. You're talking about bad refereeing performances. This isn't one that cost anyone, but it was just the referee today was so poor. I think the only thing he got right was booking Dennis Sirkin.
Yeah. I agree.
But then once he'd done that, you have to book everyone else for the same thing. Yeah. You can't just.
There's lots of bizarre things.
The number of times they went through Bradley Dack and just nothing, and they were on the other side of the pitch. They were, because I sit in the East Stand. They were literally on the other side of the pitch, and I watched them grab a handful of Joe's shirt and pull him down, and the ref was just like, "Oh no, we'll give them a free." I was like.
Referee, unfortunately for Gavin Ward, the refereeing seems to be completely unregulated. Because if you Gavin Ward is shit at his job.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely terrible.
So he's gone to work today and he's been rubbish. And he'll do this every week because all referees are abominable. And it's not good enough. And it wasn't good enough for us. It's not good enough for Rotherham.
Yeah.
He got every decision wrong. The linesman, by the way, is about 90, and he was just so far from the back line. It was unbelievable.
And didn't know what was going. 90% of the time, he didn't have his flag up when he needed to.
There was an offside for Rotherham in the first half, which was so far off, it was laughable, and he didn't give it. Yeah. They're not good. The officials in the English game are not good enough. They're nowhere near good enough.
But I think it's a near impossible thing to solve.
Well, we should sack all of them.
Yeah, you can say time and time again that you are telling refs to be more strict, that you are telling refs to do more, that you are asking them to put more added time on. However, unless that is enforced, there is absolutely no point.
It's just obvious because they've never played the game. So it's like these new rules come into play, and it's like, right, we're just taking these to the letter then. So I
agree with you, but how do you replace Gavin Ward then?
Wait, because there was I think it was Liverpool were playing last week, Chelsea. Andy Robertson was taking a throw in, right? And he went to throw it and he wasn't, and he booked it, the referee booked him, right? That's not time wasted. If you've played a game of football, what do you want him to do? Just get it and lob it in. It's pathetic. It's not good enough. The referees are nowhere near good enough.
It's not, but we can rant and rave about it as much as possible, but how do we solve it?
Well, but you you introduce regulation. I'm not being funny.
No, but the
if,
referees are very heavily assessed.
Hang on a second.
Well, they're clearly not.
No, they are though. That's
But
what
if
they
there
are.
is that, no, we've seen for the past 5-6 years when we were in League One, even last season, and now it's starting again this season.
I'm agreeing
that
with
the
you.
referees are not good enough, and I'm sorry.
I agree,
but
but
if
how do we
if
solve
half
it?
the population can get every single match they want on a dodgy stick, then the refereeing commission or whoever's ahead of them can watch back the match.
No,
What
they
they could-
they are very heavily
What they
regulated.
could do, rather than when there's a bad performance, rather than demote them, ban them.
Right, so where do you get your next order referees from?
Well,
Because-
you just appoint
because
someone
we've
who's
got-
not a
we've got-
complete loser.
Yeah, but we've got a complete another horrible situation where grassroots referees are getting abused to fuck every week. We're getting elements where players are starting on referees. There's where we're getting these next bracket from. I agree the standard's not good enough, but how do we go about getting that better and replacing them? That's my point.
Well, I don't disagree with that, and you're clearly right. But one of my biggest bugbears, it's he's been demoted to League One.
No, I
so
agree with
that doesn't matter then.
No,
League One doesn't matter.
No,
we were there before,
now, that I do completely
Right.
agree with.
Yeah.
That you can't argue with that point. But anyway, Sunderland's won today. Referees are
Well, I'm
shit.
fuming. The referee is the real winner here because I'm fuming now.
Matt's going to go find him.
No, but
If anyone knows where Gavin... No.
Any more individual performances to shout out? I think Jack Clark was very good again today.
Yeah, I thought Roberts was the best player on the pitch though.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I felt for him going off.
There was a lot of good performances throughout the team.
A nice day for everyone except Gavin Ward.
Loser.
He should be made to watch that performance back.
And he will.
That
And he will.
refereeing performance is not good enough.
No, but this is the
It's
thing.
not. You're right, mate. But Sunderland have won.
I'm not interested.
We've
in
had
that.
a nice day
I
out.
need something to win.
And we've done our 15 minutes.
Oh, have we? Great. Bye.
Cheers,
Cheers, Oliver.